guys, in this video I'm going to talk about how to find amazing, well-paying web design clients fast. My name is Artem. I come from digital marketing background, and sales is something I really love doing. So in this video we are actually going to talk about sales, the entire sales process that you as a freelance web designer need to be aware of before you can sell your services successfully. Before we go into that, I want to talk about something really important, and this is something that I haven't seen any other videos on the same subject talk about. I watched a few videos, and then they all dedicate a lot of the time speaking about different ways of how you can find different clients and all that. You can ask for your friends and family, ask for referrals, go to some job boards, do cold emailing, etc., etc. This is amazing thing to know, yeah, but in reality, top level web design, freelance web designers, they only use maybe 1 or 2 channels, yeah, to acquire clients. So even though there are all those methods out there, just so that you know, you need to be focused on 1, maybe 2 channels, and then make the most out of those channels. This is just so important, because you will not be wasting all that time, yeah, trying to acquire new clients while you can be working with your existing clients. So find something that works as soon as possible, and I can definitely help you out with that, and just stick to that. Just do that, okay? And before you even go into looking for the right channel for yourself, here's the big thing. You need to clearly define the niche where you're working on, yeah? And this is something people just ignore. They're like, oh, I'll be a graphic designer. This is great stuff, yeah, but you really need to focus on something. Yeah, if you like t-shirts, do t-shirts. If you like logos, do logos. But then just focus on that then and become really good at that. And again, it can be logos for maybe not small businesses, because they might not understand the value of that, but maybe for startups, maybe for some specific type of startups. And you have to really niche down, because this is ultimately going to help the sales process, yeah? Because right now you're out there and you're trying to sell to the whole world, yeah? And before people can actually buy from you, they need to first even be aware that you exist. Yeah, you don't usually buy stuff from somebody you don't know, yeah? It's in that scenario. Of course, once you go to the supermarket, you buy from the brand, yeah? So it's people are more likely to go to the restaurant they don't know, they know but not like that much, than to a new restaurant, yeah, to try it out, because they just know this thing. And this is what a lot of web designers, and you might be one of them, and it's okay. I was like you when I was starting out with my own business. This is something that you can be missing as well. So you need to clearly identify the niche before you even try to get new clients. Yeah, so pick something, stick to it, do some research on that. That's okay. It's good. Once you have something to start with, we can now move to the next stage of finding clients. I've just mentioned that before people buy from you, they need to know that you exist. And this is where a lot of freelancers go wrong, yeah? So they try to sell their services right away. And first, it clearly signifies that you're really desperate for a job. Yeah, you're like, oh, please buy my service. I'm really good. Here's all the stuff that I can do for you. That's not going to work, because people first, it's unsolicited. People are not interested. And then you sound a little bit desperate as well. I'm referring mostly to improper cold emailing, because there is proper cold emailing. Here's something that I recommend, and if you want to get high paying clients as soon as possible, yeah, and they can be really fast, here's what I would recommend you do. And I do that myself for my own business, linkshero.com. You can go check it out. You would create an asset that is genuinely helpful for your target audience, right? So, for example, you work with, let's pick startups, right? So, and you understand that there are different, for example, the logo and logo colors can convey different emotions, yeah? So you can go out there and do some form of research, yeah, and show, in order to illustrate what kind of startups are using, like the kind of startups that use in different types of logos. Yeah, and you can show people that, okay, for example, this type of startup, we use this certain kind of logo. Or maybe that kind of startup, we use that other kind of logo. Yeah, and you can just literally like look at 100 websites, or it doesn't even need to be a logo. It can be anything. It can be like, they don't have a menu, or they have some certain characteristics on their website. Like here's like a sample of 100 sites. This is something that you have to research before doing though, because if that's unsolicited and actually not interested for your target audience, then people are not going to look at it, yeah? The idea behind creating this form of an asset is to show that you are aware of these things and that you actually put some effort and research into helping these companies. So right now, what you do next is that you reach out to these guys and say, hey guys, like I've been following your path since whenever, and you have to be really specific. You have to write a personalized email. I really like what you're doing, and I hope you really succeed with this. By the way, I've just prepared this research about whatever the topic is, and it must be relevant to them. It must be, because otherwise they wouldn't be interested to check it out. Do you want to have a look at it? And then you wait for a reply, which usually is a yes. Well, most of the times they wouldn't reply from the first time, which is fine, but then you kind of follow up with them, because at times it takes a lot of time for them to actually get back to you, which is fine. But then you start having funny things happen to you, and it happens to me every single time I send this email. For example, I previously did like a small guide. It's like 1,000 words about how you can pitch your SaaS company, software as a service company, to journalists, yeah? And there I shared my own experience about how we did that for a startup when I was in there like a few years ago, and how we got featured in the likes of Fast Company, Android Authority, Adweek, and others. Yeah, and I literally put it out there because I know that startup, like SaaS companies, especially the ones in Bootstrap, they want to get all this coverage, but they don't have the money. And then I started sending these companies this guide. And then I had people replying like, Ben, like, this is amazing. By the way, how much are your prices? Like, what do you charge for your services? And this is how the sales process happens, because first they need to know that you exist. You write them an email, compliment on their work, show that you really care. Yeah, stage one, they know who you are now. Yeah, then you offer something of value that can actually help them out. So that you're already given before taken. Once you have that, and then usually like people start wondering, oh, it's like, what does this guy do? And they start like, they go check out your website. This is, by the way, having a website is a must. Yeah. So I still find some graphic designers on LinkedIn that don't have a website, actually quite a lot. So they go check out your website, they go check out your portfolio, because humans, we naturally are curious creatures. Yeah. They go check it out. And then if they need somebody now, they will reach out to you, but they will keep you in mind as well going forward. If they don't ask, yeah, about anything, just compliment your work and say, man, like, this is amazing. Here now is your chance to actually go and ask them. It's like, guys, by the way, you know, I'm a web designer, graphic designer. I have space for one more client. Like, what are your challenges? What are you struggling with at the moment? If it's interest, like, you know, we can definitely talk. How about we get on a phone call, 15-minute phone call? And then during the phone call, you actually try to understand, like, okay, what are their challenges? What are their difficulties? Can you help them out? And if you can, here's your chance to shine. Yeah. So this is the way you actually go through all these different stages of the sales process really quickly. You reach out to them, they know who you are, then you establish your credibility with the research that you provide them with free of charge. Yeah, you start the conversation going, and then instead of trying to sell, Instead of trying to sell, you ask them what are their challenges, like what are they struggling with. You know, because a person, when you're genuinely trying to help, people are like, they open up. Like, yeah, man, we're actually struggling with this design, or our website is not loading really fast, or we need some t-shirts, you know, for our for that exhibition we're having in 2 weeks and whatever. Yeah, things start to come up. If they don't reply, like they say, no man, like we're not interested at this time and thank you very much. And then you put them in your database of people you've reached out to and got a positive feedback from, and then you follow up with them like in a month. Yeah, they already know who you are. They already know that you're offering people value, so they might already have something for you in a month time. If that doesn't happen, you can certainly ask them for somebody else they could think about that might be interested in your guide and or in your services right away. Yeah, it depends a little bit on the context, because you really want to be careful, because sometimes you have an amazing relationship with a person and they genuinely wish to give you the job or to give you some work, but like they just don't have anything. But they might know somebody, maybe that somebody is just across them in their accelerator or whatever, incubator, and they might be able to refer it to them. Yeah. So this is how you build relationships and actually get high paying clients from the start, even if you don't have a portfolio. I hope this video has been helpful. Of course, it's going to stir some questions and maybe comments and everything. Please feel free to drop them down below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. And I wish you happy freelancing. Good luck.